All right, I think we are live.
We are
It is
live.
our daily live with Legia and Melissa. How's everybody doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Today is Friday, October 18th.
Mhm.
Ah, you're hungry?
And
And morning time here in Airdrie, Alberta. Okay, let's go.
uh-huh. So we are so excited because we just wanted to congratulate one more time our action takers, our future business partners that are inquiring right now. There's quite a few of them, and we just want to welcome them here on this Facebook page. And interesting morning today because I was making lunch for the kids, and we didn't realize that the sausage I was cooking was actually a bad,
Rotten.
not rotten, expired, right? And so I had to go back and uh, find the kids.
Go get the kids' lunch.
Yes, go get the kids' lunch.
And the good thing is that we're just 5 minutes away from the
Mhm.
school, so we could run and drop off new lunch for them. And that's pretty much what Lee J's morning is.
That's right.
Prepare lunch for the kids, and then find out that it's not a good lunch. So he had to cook another one and then drop it off to the kids. At first, we were gonna buy the kids McDonald's,
Mhm.
but
They
they
don't serve lunch until
Yeah.
11, which is ridiculous. But
yeah.
it is what it is, guys. It's fun. But anyways, for those of you who are new here, my name is Lee J,
And I'm Melissa.
and
This is Amelia,
this is Amelia, our
our
bunso,
our third kid.
third
So we
kid.
have two other kids. They're in school right now.
Hmm. And we are. I was gonna say something. This Facebook page is actually our business page, and um, we wanted to convey our messages in this page, right? And some of you will have questions, right, of what we do. In a short summary, what we do is we help families, individuals start their very own online business, and we provide everything from the tools, the research, the training, everything you possibly need to get started online.
Yeah.
It is a legitimate business, so there will be capital involved, right? There's money involved, so don't think that this is a free business that you can just get in and start. No, there's actually, if you are serious and if you are considering this, there you must have a skin on the game, meaning you really want to get in it. You want to change your life. You want to you want to invest in the future. So these are the things that you really need to think about, right, when you're joining us. And therefore, when joining us, a um, there's a webinar, there's an information session held every Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and in that session they talk about different kinds of
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, right?
Yeah.
They talk about funnels, digital marketing, different kinds of online business, right? Different models, right? There's drop
Yeah.
shipping.
And if
There's many
those
things.
words are big words to you and you don't understand them, don't worry. We didn't understand them in the beginning,
yeah.
and it's all part of the training. It's all going to be explained to you.
Right.
Yeah, the training that we have doesn't is definitely made for those who have no experience
That's
with
right.
digital marketing, like us.
So in that perspective, right, we're here on our live challenge or live sessions. We actually did this in the summertime, right? We went up to day number 50 something, I think.
Yeah.
But right now we're on our day number
60. Yeah, it was
60,
around
around 60.
60.
I can't remember. But
plus.
anyway, today's go live number 6, right? Out of 90.
Yeah. Yeah, we've done in the past 4 years ever since we started the business, we've done so much lives already. I guess like over time, it just keep on increasing every time you know, we do the live.
That's right. And on this topic, we're going to talk about maintaining transparency with your spouse about business finances. And I think it's a great topic because this morning, Mel and I were just talking about finances and how important it is to know where you are.
Yeah.
Because um, there's a book called
And having that agreement with your spouse, right? Like, because you could have different perspective. Like I could have different perspective than Lee, right? Because he has his own experience. I have my own experience, and the way I was raised, and the way he was raised as well. So it's really very important for us that we are both in the same page because we are in this together, right?
there's I was just gonna say there's a book that I've read once, not once, many times. This is The Success Principles by Jack Canfield, and he mentioned there that to be able to know where you want to be, you need to know where you are first, right? And it's the same thing with finances. We need to know where we are every month, right? Every quarter, every year, to know where we're going to be, because um, finances in the business is like navigation as well, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Finances is in the business is like finances in your own family, personal.
right. So it's navigating that financial aspect of it, and it's like airplanes. I love airplanes, right? And in order for the pilot to know where the airplane is, right, while they're flying, they need to have a radar and they need to have a map, right? So there's always going to be a two-way communication, bouncing each other with the with the GPS and everything, to know where that airplane is. Because if you don't know where you are, how do you jot down where you want to be? That's the only way to actually find out where you want to be. And so the transparency of business finances is so important because it's a navigating feature,
Yeah.
navigating way in order to know where we want to be.
Yeah. Like especially with your partner, right? You have to be transparent with your partner. You both need to know where you are at in your finances, and yeah, being on the same page, right?
That say, like what I said, I love airplanes, and can you imagine having a pilot never saying anything to the co-pilot,
Yeah.
and they're
And then they
doing
both
they're
are
both doing their own
different
thing, right?
things.
And turns out that they're actually set to go to Mexico, and then the other pilot thinks that
Thought
they're
that
actually going to
Bahamas.
Bahamas, right? So it's the same way with our finances, guys. Like
Yeah.
as husband and wife in business, we need to make sure we're on the same page, right, when it comes to finances. And maintaining transparency is just saying that in the beginning, when we first got married, we have a little bit of confusion of who's gonna manage who, right?
Yeah, like we both have different bank accounts. Like
both
I
have
have
different-
my own,
yes.
DJ has his own. I don't know how much money that DJ owns or how much. Like I know
How
mine.
much I earn, right? It was a difficult process in the beginning, and actually, it's the help of our community that made us realize that our finances has to be actually together, right?
Yeah.
And so when that happened, it worked magic for us.
Yeah.
Meaning,
So now we
are
have
both,
joint accounts.
we have joint
right?
accounts. We are sharing accountability.
Yeah.
Meaning we cannot really blame each other,
Yeah,
right? Because we're in it together.
We know how much comes in and we know how much comes
Right.
out, and we both know it.
Right.
And
So I think one of the things is that Mel being an accountant, she knows where the money's going. But the problem with that occurs sometimes is the ability to to accept defeat, right? Not defeat, but mistakes, and sometimes yes, we have a ton of financial mistakes in the past, right?
Yeah,
In
like
fact,
we've been married for 10 years, right? And you um like
there are many business decisions, right, that wasn't really a good decision at that time, and yet we still did it, right? And I think that's part of growth. That's part
yeah,
of
it's a
experience.
learning
It's a learning curve.
process
Yeah.
because we are young, right? And we don't um I think it takes like maturity, right,
Mhm.
for people to be on the level where they are in a good position,
Right.
right?
I read a book called Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, and this is by T. Harv Eker. And he mentioned that there's one thing that uh, him and his wife never fought about, and that is money, right? Which is totally opposite to the real world because most husband and wife fight
The
about this.
number one cause
Financial
of
number one cause of
fight.
divorce is financial difficulties or financial fight, right?
I would say one of them.
Right? What not one of them, but probably one of the leading cause of
Leading.
divorce is financial.
Because
And
there are other
the
things, right?
yes, I know, but the thing is,
Oh my
T. Harv
god.
Eker is saying that the reason why they don't fight about money is because of the financial blueprint that they both have. And financial blueprints comes in very early, when you are being raised, right?
Mhm.
So in a lot of culture, this financial blueprint is actually ingrained to us. Since we are 6, 7 years old, 8 years old, we have a specific habit around money, right? That affects us even now, right? In When you're adult, when you're growing old, and this financial blueprint can be a generational problem. Meaning, if your money
You could
blueprint is in a poor blueprint, that can be generational, passed on to
you could
generation to
pass it
generation,
on
right?
to your kids, and their
So
kids could pass it on to their kids.
yes, so the key here is to change financial blueprint. And how do you change that? If you are single, you're good, right? Because obviously you can work on yourself and you can change it, the way you want it. But if you're married, that is gonna be a
Like you have to
challenge
work with
because you
somebody,
have to
right?
work with
Like
somebody to change
who
that
has a
financial blueprint.
different, who could have a different blueprint than you,
Exactly.
right?
So what that book is saying by T. Harv Eker, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, is that you need to work together as husband and wife to change that financial blueprint, to even have a chance of succeeding in business, in financial, in any of the investments you're going to do in the future, because you need to have the same values. And the good thing about the business that we're in right now is that we're working together in this. We're
We're
working
on the same
we're
page.
on the same
Yeah.
page. We're working on our own personal development, and that includes financial development as well.
Yeah.
Financial um,
Literacy
literacy is,
is
is one word, but financial education, right? How do you actually be in a good term? Dave Ramsey talks about this in his book called The Financial Peace, right? And there's actually a course about financial peace, and many of our business partners all over the world in our community is actually implementing this financial piece in their lives. That's why you would see um, business partners that are paying off their mortgage early, right? That are paying off six-figure worth of consumer debts because they are implementing financial peace. Because it's not only because they make a lot of money, right? But how do you actually keep that? How do you manage that money? And in that perspective, you need to have an education on how to do personal finances. So very much recommended if you are in quest of fixing your financials. Check out Financial Peace or Financial Peace University by Dave Ramsey. He's an awesome mentor, right? Really to
for
teach you for
financial.
financial. And it goes, and the good thing about that is most of his teachings is actually biblical. So he and his wife um, took it to heart to find those financial concepts uh, in the Bible, right? So very
Mhm.
Christian, very much aligns with our values, right?
Mhm.
And a lot of these things, guys, comes down to really having that decision, right? Um, to be transparent, not only
To
if you're
work
to
together.
work together
Yeah.
as husband and wife, but
Yeah.
also if you're single, if you think that you're alone in this journey, be transparent to yourself, right? I think that's
Mhm.
one of the key there, is that we were just watching this Netflix show by Simone Biles, right?
Biles.
And he said in the moment that she's in doubt, there's actually two of them there,
Mhm.
right? The left and the right, and they're fighting, right? It's kind of like a split personality at that time,
Yeah.
saying
It
that yes, you
was
can do it. The other
like
one says no, you cannot do it.
her mind and her physical is not in sync together.
Mhm.
So even if she thinks something else, like she needs to do like 5 flips,
Mhm.
and her body did like 4 flips.
That's right. And so when Simone was explaining this, and I'm like, yeah, that actually happens a lot of times with me as well. So I might not have the conversation with Melissa with a lot of these things. It actually happens in my head, right? There's two of me in my head. And
Mhm.
sometimes one is very critical of the other one is debating the other. One is giving reasons, one is giving solution, right? One is being doubtful, one is being hopeful. And it's a battle between us, and it's not only, and when you add your spouse into it, that battle can be, you
You have
know
2 more, so it's like four
four
fighting.
four four people fighting each other within that realm, right? And I think that's one of the key things here too, is to realize that um, there's always two sides of us, the side that's good and the side that's bad. And yes, of course, in times of vulnerability, uh it's difficult to show that. It's difficult to show that you're vulnerable to each other. It's difficult to show when we are vulnerable to you, right? And I think one of the quote that I was just reading earlier is from Mother Teresa, right? And it said that um honesty and transparency make you vulnerable. Be honest and transparent anyways, right? And I love this from her because it is true. Like, being transparent is being vulnerable at times, right? And vulnerability, really, there's a whole book on vulnerability, being vulnerable. And this is by I can't remember the author. um
Short.
Bryce, no,
Yeah, you're very close.
uh
I know her.
you know her, you read
She's
her,
like,
yeah.
uh, vulnerability. Just search it. It starts with B. Brene
Brene
Brown.
Brown,
Brene Brown.
yeah.
I know her.
So yeah, I see Brene Brown talks about the power
Of
of
vulnerability.
vulnerability, right?
Yeah. She actually went to one of her TED talks, and if she said that if she's gonna talk about vulnerability, then I'm not gonna prepare for anything for this one. I'm not even gonna write up about anything or do some research or anything. I'm just gonna go show up on that stage and just talk and be vulnerable. And she did it.
Being vulnerable does not require script, you guys.
Yeah.
And we were just having one of the most awesome sharing in our entire community life just last week. And in this sharing, we were coming in without a script. Like, Mel and I just look at each other. It's like, okay, we're just gonna share,
Yeah.
our journey. And
The more I the more I prepare for it, the more I
it's
just
not
keep on crying.
right.
Like, and I just wanna I don't, yeah, we just showed up.
We showed up. We talked about our journey. We were just being genuine,
Yeah.
and we're just being vulnerable at that point, because we want to show and we want to share the transformation that we had within our community.
Mhm.
And that's not going to happen if we're not honest to ourselves, or if we are not honest to each other, right?
Yeah.
And so with this particular topic of being transparent to your spouse, we're not only talking about business finances, we're talking about an entire transparency of the things that you have,
Yeah.
the baggages that you have, the challenges that you have, what you think, right? Sometimes it's difficult to accept what other person, or what you think about a certain topic, um, but it needs to be done in order to show that transparency. And transparency can only lead into what God really wants for you, or what God really wants for us, in terms of because if we were not transparent, if we are dishonest, for example, we wouldn't know, we would be blind going into this.
Yeah.
We would be confused of what this business is all about, right?
Yeah.
um
And what are we doing it for, anyways? Right?
mhm,
Like, um, you know, like there's no growth because you're not transparent in where you are,
mhm.
and
In
you
a,
wouldn't know where you're going, right?
yeah, in a lot of cases, it's like the pilots again that's driving the piloting the plane, right? If the other pilot is dishonest, saying that, oh, you know what, we're jotting down a course in Bahamas, but really he wants to be in Paris, right?
Yeah, or the plane is in trouble,
Mm.
and
And the
then the
pilot says,
other
yeah, don't
pilot
worry
says,
about
"Oh,
it,
we're
right?
good, we're good, we're
We're
good.
good.
It's still running
But he thinks that he's
great."
trying to hide his mistake, that he actually forgot to do the math on the fuel, right? And now they're stuck in the middle of Atlantic Ocean, right?
And then the other one is blaming that, "Oh, you forgot to do the
Yeah,
math on the thing."
right. And now they're fighting, right, because of the ego and blah blah blah,
Yeah.
right? And because of being dishonest, right? That's the extreme cases. But sometimes we tend to have this problem kind of like at the back of our head, right, or the back of our mind, and that's very dangerous. One part of us not knowing the entire honesty, or not wanting to turn out the entire it this can actually take you years and years of poverty, of challenges, of stress, right? You can relieve all of these things, right, just being honest and transparent to yourself or to your partner, right? um I hope you guys are connecting to this topic. It's really cool to just talk about this. We not because not just the business finances being transparent, but all the other challenges that we have in our lives, or starting this business on its own, right? Um, the good thing is that we're both in it, right? We're both showing up. We're both working
Yeah,
with
like
it,
we
right?
are both passionate in what we're building, and the people that we are working with, right? They're all passionate, and good job. And we feel like we're on the right track.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And there's more of these people, right, in our community. There's more personal development coaches, as well as mentors, right, that can help you develop, right, of who you want to be. And that's just a bonus in our business, right? Yes, there is a product, and the product is just one way for us to get compensated. But what really matters most is, who are you going to be once you reach that goal, right?
Mhm.
Amelia's Amelia wants to something.
To sing?
You want to
You want
sing?
to sing?
Okay.
Okay.
And that can be achieved. That can be found in our community. So the best way to get started on this, guys, is to register on that free workshop, or reach out to us. We are hosting that workshop every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. MST, 6 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. is. And I can talk about what the workshop is all about. But if you're resonating with us, if you also want to improve, you also want to be transparent to yourselves and think that this is something that you really want to do, and not because, not only because you want to have financial change, right? Meaning, you want to be successful in business, but also having that transformative experience within yourselves, right? Using this business, using this community, using the systems that we have. Feel free, right? Feel free to register, and connect with us. All right. And at the end of the day, guys, it is your decision, right? It's your decision to have a change, and we're only here to be your number one cheerleaders, right? We're here to support you. We're here to encourage you. You're not alone in this journey, right? Even though in our head we think that, there's two of us there that's talking, right? Um, but we're here to give you valuable insights, hopefully, and we're here to just cheer you on. Okay, it's a negative thing outside, guys. It's a very negative world, right, that we live in. We need more people. We need more people to be surrounded. We need more people for us to be surrounded with like-minded individuals, and so, so that we can live a little easier, right? Instead of being negative all the time. So, thanks a lot for watching. We'll hope to see you again next time. See you. Bye
Take
bye. Take
care.
care. Bye.
Bye.